Peter, has this come as a shock?
Well, probably not as a shock to the Woolworths board, but everyone else was pretty much in the dark, maybe surprised. Has to be said that Brad Banducci had been chief executive of Woolworths for 8 years, which is a long time to be chief executive, 13 years with the Woolworths Group. But of course, a man under pressure this week in particular. But like any strong boards, the Woolworths board would have been considering their succession planning well before today's announcement. The announcement of the half-year results, a good time to make this announcement because investors will be concerned about what's happening now that Brad Banducci is going, the face of the company. It's going to be replaced by Amanda Bardwell, so they have a new chief executive in place. But Amanda Bardwell under a fair bit of pressure, coming up with the big supermarket inquiries and some of the pressures that Brad Banducci has faced over allegations of supermarket price gouging, bad relationships with suppliers. But not an entire shock, but it is probably unusual to see someone who's been a strong chief executive, and I've had to say, perhaps with the exception of this week's interview on Four Corners, a calm and a smooth operator.
Now, we mentioned that interview, so let's go to that now for anybody who missed it. It was quite a heated discussion there.
Rod Sims, the former head of the ACCC, says that we have one of the most concentrated supermarkets in the world. Is he lying?
It's not true, and it is not true. This community over here, there will be 3 Coles stores within 2 kilometres of it, at least 1 Aldi store, a series of independents, ability to within 24 hours have a quarter of our store delivered to you by Amazon. It is an incredibly competitive market. The risk people have is
the former head of the Competition Commission says his words are that we have.
By the way,
I don't think you would impugn his integrity and his understanding of competition law.
I'm just saying the world has got much more competitive.
He retired 18 months ago. He's not.
Okay, can we take that out? Is that okay? I mean, he is retired, but I shouldn't have said that. Angus, are we going to leave it in there if we are?
Well, I mean, we're on the record. You said it. I mean, you know, let's move on. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'm done, guys. You know, I do this with good intent. You know, I don't do this with bad intent.
You're walking out, really?
No. Can we just talk through Brad for a second?
Let me just
have a minute.
Let's keep going.
So, Peter, Angus Grigg made the point after that interview that perhaps the CEOs of the supermarkets in this country aren't really used to that level of questioning.
Well, I'd have to say in the case of Woolworths, Brad Banducci and other chief executives, Coles, for example, they do put themselves up for questioning by journalists at their full year and half year results and other events. But yes, they do run very tight, I suppose, spin machines. However, the case of the way that Brad Banducci handled that interview is probably now the latest case study in PR and media training handbooks. You don't walk out on an interview when you know there's a 2-camera shoot underway and the cameras are rolling and everything is on the record. But as I said before, Brad Banducci, an open, a smooth operator, but you know, his replacement's going to be facing a fair bit of fire given anger about supermarket prices, those allegations of gouging, collusion. So it is going to be a pretty tough road ahead.
Yeah, sure is for the replacement, Amanda Bardwell. Now, what are we expecting today then? We've got the share market opening, of course, but Woolworths preparing to release its profits results.
Well, that's right. Woolworths also rolled out its half-year results for the 6 months to the end of December. Bit of a sideshow today, I suppose, given the retirement of Brad Banducci. The underlying net profit attributable to shareholders for that half year, $929 million, only up by 2.5%, which shows the pressures and the challenging environment, particularly from inflation. So it'll be interesting to see how the market takes that. But clearly, when you have a major chief executive moving on, even though he's been chief executive for 8 years, that's a bit of a jolt for a company. But I would say that we've heard about the Virgin Australia chief executive Jane Hrdlicka going, no replacement announced, no search underway yet, which does show that was a shock, unlike Woolworths, who knew this was coming and they needed to have someone in place to have an orderly transition. So Brad Banducci finishing up in September 2024.
Peter, thank you.